just about the most egregious jail sentence ever imposed. The headline here won't come as too much of a shock, but it doesn't tell any of the story. So that Sellafield worker jailed after sharing offensive Facebook posts, one Lee Dunn, most likely will be greeted with weary resignation from most people. You kind of get used to this stuff. The charge was as follows. He admitted sending, by means of a public electronic communication network, a message that was grossly offensive or of an indecent, obscene or menacing character. I will briefly tantalise by skipping the specifics and jumping to the sentence. Dunn was handed an immediate 8-week jail term, discounted by a third from 12 weeks in view of his guilty plea by District Judge John Templey. So this was a kind of plea bargain. Plead guilty and we'll go easier on you. In effect, a coerced guilty plea in reality. So when it says he admitted sending yada yada yada, grossly offensive, indecent, obscene, menacing, whatever, it was an admission on pain of greater punishment. I have a suspicion that he didn't actually think he did anything wrong. And in point of fact, he didn't do anything wrong by the standards of the reasonable person so beloved of the legal system. His crime occurred on July the 30th and 31st and involved 3 shared Facebook posts. Prosecutor George Shelley said Dunn had posted 3 separate images. The first one showed a group of men, Asian in appearance, at Egremont Crab Fair in 2025, that has to be a misprint, with the caption, "Coming to a town near you." The second also showed a group of men, Asian in appearance, leaving a boat onto the Whitehaven beach. This, said Mr. Shelley, had the caption, "When it's on your turf, then what?" A final image showed a group of men, again Asian in appearance, wielding knives in front of the Palace of Westminster. There was also a crying white child in a Union flag t-shirt. This was also captioned, said Mr. Shelley, with the wording, "Coming to a town near you." So to lay that out graphically, number 1, Asian men coming to a town near you. This is a grooming gang with a non-Muslim thrown in for balance, coming to a town near you. Since they came to just about every town in the north of England, it's a pretty accurate caption. Then we have a group of Asian migrants. When it's on your turf, then what? Group of Asian migrants. When it's on your turf, then what? In other words, how will you react when they're on your stomping ground? I can't find any images of Muslims waving knives in front of the Palace of Westminster, but I can in Stoke, taken from my last video. One's carrying a knife, one's carrying a stick, coming to a town near you. And if you were in Birmingham last weekend, that was certainly the case, coming to a town near you. The sum total of this was 3 Facebook posts of Asian men, bearing the captions, "Coming to a town near you" and "When it's on your turf, then what?" Approximations to which, not replicas because we don't have those, but approximations to which are image number 1, image number 2 and image number 3. They are not the exact images, but they match the descriptions. I will rewind. Dunn was handed an immediate 8-week jail term, discounted by a third from 12 weeks in view of his guilty plea by District Judge John Templey for those 3 images. How about these images? These are 5 Facebook images of Muslims threatening to do various things to non-Muslims. I will not read them, but they are not Wordsworth's daffodils in nature. I am not aware that Ali al-Mir or Ziyad al-Musri or any of those others faced any consequences for the rape and death threats which you just read. But for images of this approximate description, Lee Dunn, and not Ali al-Mir or Ziyad al-Musri, there might be a clue in there, he gets 8 weeks in prison. I wonder if he'd given his name as Ali al-Mir or Ziyad al-Musri, things might have been a bit different. Have you ever posted an image on social media of this approximate description, of that approximate gravity? They don't seem particularly grave, a little bit edgy, but not too much so. Because if you have, you know that District Judge John Templey may come after you with an 8-week prison sentence. But if your name is Ali al-Mir or Ziyad al-Musri or others of that description, you can post on the same Facebook about raping and pillaging with absolutely 0 consequences. Just in case anybody was in any doubt about who the UK judicial system loathes and who the UK judicial system either adores or is flat out terrified of.